Hey, I'm Shay and welcome back to my channel, Books with Shay. So I'm coming to you a little bit later than normal today. This was the day after LT worked all of his long shifts, and so we spent today kind of catching up and hanging out and spending time together. And so I'm filming the majority of this in the evening time, and so I got my tea all sorted for the day, and I'm going to drink that in just a minute while we're doing kind of a special Vlogmas thing. But right now I'm gonna go ahead and actually do my book gift for the day. So even though we're out of order and early in the vlog, I wanted to get it done because by the time we get home it'll be really late and we'll probably not feel like doing it. And I have makeup on now, so let's do it. Okay, so today it's different. We're gonna do 3 choices, I guess, because you got to wrap them. I guess I'll do the middle choice. Okay, so this is the one that I chose. Of course, the one that throws off my white balance really badly. It is tall and heavy and not too thick, but I'm definitely thinking adult fantasy for this. It's definitely hardback. I don't really have any guesses for this. How do you feel about it? You have no idea? This one's just like pulling it out of your hat. Let's go ahead and crack into this and see what it is. I feel like we're doing kind of a repeat of the day before yesterday where I got a special edition of something, because this is gold gilded edges with, it looks like a navy cover. I have, again, no idea what this could be, but it has a very beautiful gilded edges situation happening. So this is what I can see now, and I have never read any Cassandra Clare, and so I don't know about like the runes and the symbols and everything in the series, but I think that this symbol up here is a rune from the Mortal Instruments series, and the only reason why I know that, or I'm guessing that, is because I watch Emma over at Emma Books, and that is her favorite series, and I feel like I've seen that on her channel. And then Brittany from Brittany the Bibliophile has like a light that has this rune on it, and a necklace, maybe one of them has a necklace, and so I feel like I keep seeing it and I want to read the Mortal Instruments. And so my guess, now that I've opened it this far and have seen the rune, is that it's something from Mortal Instruments. It is! Wow, this is stunning. This is the 10th anniversary edition of City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I do not own any Cassie Clare books. I have not read any Cassie Clare books, so this is my very first one, and I would say not bad for a first one to have on my shelves. This is just stunning. Like, wow. I am so impressed by how, I have no idea who this is, but how beautiful. Do you know? Yeah, it's because you read this, right? So LT has read it. It's just the artwork. I have no idea who any of these people are, but it's just so stunning. So again, I don't know, I just want to like make sure my hands are clean. When I'm wearing makeup, I'm always, especially like for brown girls out there, I'm always so paranoid about getting brown makeup in something that I want to keep pristine, you know, because you definitely can't hide it. So I don't know who Jace Wayland is. Jace Wayland? Y'all are gonna be like, oh my gosh, because this is so popular. But there's a portrait of him in here. This is just so stunning. So coincidentally, this has been on my TBR for a while, but I put in a request for the audiobook on Libby from my library, and it had a really long wait on it. I have a very small library, and so everything is always checked out, and it always takes 30 years for it to release to me. But today, after a 30-year wait, I got an alert just a couple hours ago in my email that this became available in my audiobooks today. And so it's so funny that my Libby like audiobook that was releasing today and my daily opening matched up. I'm super excited about this. I'm super excited about this, and it is just, it looks very Gatsby to me, and I love a good Gatsby looking thing. It's like a perfect, I feel like this going into the new Roaring 20s, I feel like this is a good book to have received. I'm super excited about it. It is just stunning. I feel like I might carry it with me to start it. It's so pretty. Here's another piece of artwork of Simon Lewis. Wow. Just wow, you know? Okay, so we're gonna do Where to Bear really quick, and then I'm going to go ahead and head off to our holiday activity that I was telling you guys we were gonna do, and we'll talk to you then. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, if I'm gonna insert this footage at the end of the vlog like it normally is, or if I'm gonna put it at the beginning where it was filmed, but I guess you guys know now. You guys will have, if you can see this, then you know what I did. I'm so in love with this. You have done so well, babe. You are just killing this. Actually, because today is Sunday and this is like the end of the first week of Vlogmas, I want to go through what I've received this week in case you haven't watched every day. So here is my book stack for the week. So we're gonna go from the last thing I received to the first thing because of the way that I have it stacked, but I'm gonna hand them off to my lovely assistant. So the 8 books I received, so I guess technically this is a week and a day, but however, this is how I'm gonna do it because it's only 25 days, so you'll get like 3.5 of these hauls. So the 8 books that I've received since the beginning of Vlogmas are City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, Death Note by Sugumi Oba, I think. I'm sorry about the pronunciation if I butchered it. A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, Scythe by Neil Shusterman, Dune by Frank Herbert, Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin, Slay by Brittany Morris, and Christmas Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella. It's been a good week, y'all. It's been a good week. So I'm going to go ahead and search for the bear, and then we'll take off to do our Christmas activity for the day. Okay, I was gonna look really quickly before I actually looked for the bear to like kind of get a head start so that I didn't just have this camera going for 30 minutes while I try to find this bear, and I was like, it's more fun when you actually find it on camera. So here we are. So the tops of the shelves, I don't see anything. Up there by that star, I don't see anything. It's not on this bookshelf or above the light fixture, so that's everything that's above eye level that I can think of. I'm gonna do my daily check of the tree. Y'all are like, stop looking in the tree. He's not gonna hide it in the tree. Okay, so let's go ahead and skin the... I think I found it. Look at how cute he is in the little house. He's so cute. He fits there so perfectly. He does. Wow. Great job, babe. Okay, so we're gonna pop him out of there and help him fulfill his destiny. He tried to hide him in here. Praise the Lord that it didn't fit. Oh no, not off the construction zone floor.
It's fine, it's just dusty.
Ew. Okay. Well, that was gross. In the spirit of Christmas, let's go have some fun. so the camera is kind of far from where we're going to be sitting, and so I can't see very well if I'm in focus or not, so I hope I am. The water for my tea is heating behind me. I'm going to make my tea to have while we're doing our Christmassy activity, and so LT is off looking for some scissors, but I'm going to explain to you guys what exactly we're going to be doing while I wait for him to come back. So we are going to be having a gingerbread house competition, and so what I think I'm going to do is I don't know how we're going to do it because of the time. The other thing that we're going to do is while we're making our gingerbread houses, we're going to be doing I don't know if this is a thing or not, but we're going to be doing sort of like a bookish boyfriend tag type thing, except for he's my husband, but you can't make an alliteration with books and husband, so he's gonna be my boyfriend today. Will you be my boyfriend today?
Yeah.
Great. Thanks. Okay, so we're gonna be doing a bookish boyfriend tag. I'm gonna look for some questions online. If I can't find any, we'll make some up while we make our gingerbread houses, and I'm gonna have some tea, and it's gonna be lots of fun. So we're gonna crack into these kits, see what all they have, and get started. So we are going to do the bookish boyfriend / husband tag. So this tag was originally created by Mayana from Mayana Reads, I think. I will link her channel in the description down below, and then I also added some questions to it because I think when Mayana made the tag, she made it with people whose boyfriends or significant others weren't readers in mind, and so I wanted to add some questions in here for boyfriends who are readers because LT is as much of a reader as I am, and so there's that, number one. And then number two, a lot of the questions are meant for him to answer about my reading habits or thoughts or whatever, and so I'm probably going to answer those same questions in turn for his, and it'll be more back and forth because we are both readers. Anyway, so I have my tea, we're going to get started on our gingerbread houses, and we're going to have a competition. So I think what I'm going to do is when we get done with our gingerbread houses, I'll take pictures of both of them and make a poll on Twitter and let you guys pick who won, and I'll announce who won.
I don't want them to hurt your feelings.
Oh my gosh, shut up. But actually talk louder because they need to be able to hear you.
I don't want them to hurt your feelings.
Great, thank you. Oh my gosh. Oh, that smells delicious.
Oh my gosh.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna eat this.
Oh, that smells. I just want to take a bite.
That smells delicious.
Wow, you're in a very, tradition mood.
Tradition.
But.
Tradition. Okay. Sorry.
You cannot whistle tradition for this whole video. I made a mistake. I've made a grave mistake.
Is that a challenge?
Oh, great. Alright, so the first question while we start to assemble our housing pieces is how long have we been dating? So we're married. We have been... How long have we been married? I'll let you answer.
Year, 19 days.
Thanks. Great. Very specific.
Nice.
Our 1 year wedding anniversary was last month, and we dated for just over 2 years, or closer to 3 years when we got married. We were friends. We were enemies, and then we were friends before we dated. So our history is longer than that, but we've been together for about that long.
It's like one of those really good contemporary love to hate, you know?
Love to hate?
Hate to love.
Good job.
Hate to love to hate.
Okay. So the next question is, are you a reader?
No. Yes. Sorry, if I'm sarcastic, it's gonna take a long time. Yes, I'm a reader.
I like how you went from whispering the whole time to now every answer you're like, let me know.
I want to make sure they hear me.
So the next question is, what Hogwarts house are you in?
I'm a Gryffindor. Right, well, we did that new.
Okay, so let's talk about your Hogwarts house journey a little bit. Tell them about where you started and
I started as a Slytherin, and I had a real crisis about that. Because I was like, not all Slytherins are bad guys, but all bad guys are Slytherins, you know? So I was like, but like it kind of makes sense. And so my first, I don't know, it's kind of changed since we've been married. I like to think that you changed me.
I did. Did I make you softer?
I guess so. Less ambitious, maybe?
Less ambitious? Wow. Our marriage has been really good for him.
So now I test as a Gryffindor.
On like a Pottermore.
Second house being Slytherin.
So we took a really cool test that tells you like what your burned houses are and secondary houses and things like that. So what did you test then when you did like burned houses?
That was Gryffindor. Well, it's like your first house and then your ideals or something. I can't remember. Do you remember how it goes?
Nope, can't remember. I brought it up and then didn't remember at all how it went.
I'm a Griffin snake.
You're a Griffin snake? Perfect. So, and then if you guys are wondering, my primary house is Gryffindor, and it has been forever. Ever since I started taking the test, I've always been a Gryffindor. And then when I finally did that test that actually tells you what your secondary houses are and it explains it, it's like an actual personality test. If I can find it, I'll link it down below. My secondary is definitely Hufflepuff. So I thought it was Ravenclaw, but then after taking that test, I'm definitely a Gryffindor / Hufflepuff. To move on to the next question. I'm already having trouble making this stand up.
Probably because you're using the roof as the walls. That would make it more difficult.
Oh, I'm gonna lose this so badly. Why did I think these were the walls?
Remember that time when I said that part's the roof?
No, I like missed that whole part. I was like, what are these? Okay, well guys.
Those are shingles?
This...
Okay. I am the home builder.
Right. So this hopefully will give me hope for...
I think I'm...
Alright, so while I start again. Okay, so the next question is, what was my most anticipated release this year?
It might even have been Queen of Nothing.
Yeah, I think my most anticipated release for this year was Queen of Nothing. And although my best friend hated it, I really liked it. I'm already having...
I also was not a fan.
Right.
So, sorry for you.
Okay, just everybody hating on me and Holly Black. It's going to be a long video. The next question is, what was the last book that I read? I finished a book yesterday.
Yeah, the problem is you read so many contemporaries, I have a hard time keeping up with.
With when I finished what?
Was it by the one who wrote the four-letter word?
It was by Kara Simic. It was called
I don't know what she was looking at.
Christmas Cliche.
Yeah.
And
Was it good?
it was a 3 out of 5 stars.
That's the one you said was the best Christmas book you've read so far, but not the best of her books.
Right. True story. I have not read very many, or it's the best Christmas contemporary I've read so far. The best Christmas book I've read so far is The Afterlife of Polly Chase, and that's the one that's more like on the magical realism side of things. Last book that you read was Fate of the Fallen by Kelcade.
True.
I did it! Are you surprised that I remember the name?
Good, yeah.
I was gonna just say the author.
I didn't even remember the name.
I'm excited. I feel like I killed that. Okay.
You did. It was a 4-star read. It was pretty good.
So, but you really like Kelcade, right?
Yeah, I like him.
So the next question is, what is my favorite book? Let's go outside of Harry Potter, because I feel like for me and for you, we both know Harry Potter is our favorite series.
So, your favorite book of the year, well, I was going to say it was Name of the Wind, but...
That's the correct answer.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
I don't know what my favorite book of all time is.
It's been a good book year.
It has been a great book year. So my favorite book of all time is probably the one that keeps coming to mind, like when I say that, is the same as your favorite book of all time, which would be Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. It was just so good.
It was phenomenal.
It was real good.
For it being your favorite book of all time, it's been hard to get you to read the second one.
Okay, so I always do that. When I really like a book, I really struggle to like read the next one, especially when it's a Patrick Rothfuss book where it's going to be 37 years before he even thinks about releasing anything.
So let me play this joke on my people.
To answer for him, his favorite book of all time is Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. Something's gone terribly wrong. So the next one is, what is my favorite book genre?
I think...
You think I think it's something that's actually something different?
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that.
So you think it's fantasy.
It is fantasy.
I think it's actually contemporary.
It's not actually contemporary.
Now, it depends on what mood you're in. So, if you need something light and fluffy...
my favorite?
Well, you're very... Yeah, I mean,
I am
overall,
a very
I would say...
mood-based reader.
Yeah, overall, I would say fantasy is your favorite. But you can't read too many fantasy books in a row just because they're so...
But just because it's my favorite, like... Creme brulee can be my favorite dessert without me being able to eat 7 of them in a row. Fantasy is definitely my favorite, but sometimes I need to give my brain a break. So, but yes, my 2 favorite genres are fantasy and contemporary. You guys know that. He definitely knows that. Your favorite genre is fantasy. I would say your favorite genre specifically is adult high fantasy.
True.
Okay, and next question. How much time do I usually spend reading?
Like reading specifically or consuming?
Consuming books.
I would say most of the time, because you're either reading or you're listening or just following apart. I would say a good majority of the time, probably.
How many hours a day would you say?
80% of the time. 6 hours.
I wouldn't say on average. I'd say on...
You're either consuming a book in some form or you're editing it. And that's like your whole life.
I spend a lot of time doing those 2 things.
Because like at work you can listen to books. I guess not as much. Not as much as I do.
Not as much as you do now. I would say a couple hours a day, maybe.
Really?
Well, not every day.
All the time you're driving and...
Okay. I don't know. I read a lot. For LT, I would say on the days when he works here, he reads almost the entire time. So I'd say he spends about 40 hours a week reading.
Yeah, I would say I actually probably time-wise more
than 40 hours a week.
Than you. Like continuously during the week.
Time-wise, he reads more than me, but he reads almost exclusively adult fantasy books.
So not as much.
And so I read more books than he does, but he consumes more pages, hands down, no question, than I do every year. The next question is, what's one thing you notice about my reading habits?
Like that you need to space out fantasy. Like you need to space out contemporary books between fantasy books, I guess, and...
Phew. Made it freaking work.
You're definitely a mood reader, so if you're not in the mood to read something, you're just not going to. Whereas...
True story.
I will just push on through and read a book and be like, man, that was terrible. I don't know why I read that.
Yeah, you're a little quiet, but yes, I agree with all that.
Kind of like this last book where I didn't want to read it because something happens at the beginning of this book, and the one I just finished, I was like, I don't want to read it after that, but you pushed me. You were like, just give it a shot. I was like, okay. I did it anyway.
Yeah.
Notice that you need to space them out and that you have to be in the mood.
So I thought you were going to say about like my classical music lighting.
Oh yeah, that's true too. Yeah, that you like to have classical music and the mood lighting on and the fake crackling
fireplace
in the background.
Like Harry Potter ASMR.
Yeah.
Something that I've noticed about your reading habits is that you're going to choose audio over physical almost any day of the week.
Oh, yeah.
9 times out of 10 you're going to be listening to an audiobook versus reading it physically. I think it's the reason for that is something else that I've noticed about your reading habits, which is that you need to be doing something else too. You can't, like, reading is not enough of a sensory experience for you by itself. You've got to be doing something with it.
Yeah, well, and also my learning style is auditory, so I'm an auditory learner, so that's, I think, part of the reason why I prefer like audiobooks.
So then the next question is, what book should I read sometime soon? I feel like I know what you're going to say. Yeah, but you don't know what you're going to say?
No.
I wonder if you're going to work out and get to the place where I am right now to what I think you're going to say.
Oh, Dead Man's... Wise Man's...
Fear.
Wise Man's Fear, thank you.
Wow.
I feel like I should know that better. I guess because I listen to audiobooks mostly, I don't have the book that I like see every time I read it. So I have a really hard time with like remembering the names of books that I read.
Is that what you're going with for your answer? Or is that just what I...
Of books I think you should read soon?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's it.
For a book I think you should read, which for you, those of you who don't know, Wise Man's Fear is the sequel to Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, his favorite book of all time, one of my favorite books of the year. I don't know, I haven't decided yet, but I really love The Name of the Wind. And then for you, I would say, and this is about to get really heavy and deep for just a minute, I think you should read Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, and the reason why is because it has a fantasy take that I think will really suck you into the story, but it also addresses the really pertinent topic of police brutality, especially against African American young men. And I think that before we have kids, it's so important for you to read things that connects you to the experience for an African American in our country that you can't have had growing up and can only hear about. I think that you learn so much from the fantasies that you take in anyway, and that would be such a good thing. I think it's really important that before I get pregnant or before we have kids, that you are able to see kind of what that experience is like by reading Children of Blood and Bone. Bonus, the sequel just came out.
Yeah, that's definitely on my TBR.
He's like, bookish term, bookish term. Next question is, what book would you consider reading is the next question. I feel like this is like not a good question.
Dictionary. I don't like any book. I don't know.
I feel like this isn't a good question for him because he is a reader. So
I feel like I would consider reading pretty much anything.
Most things.
There's not anything like I'm
The Silmarillion
against. I considered and tried that, but it was hard, and I'm coming back to it.
Okay, so for the next question, it is superhero or supervillain?
I think I'm probably supervillain.
You would say you're a supervillain?
Yeah, I think you're probably superhero.
We're like, I would say we fit the Grump in the Sunshine trope, and he would be the Grump and I would be the Sunshine.
Do I seem like a grump?
I was gonna say though, on BookTube, I feel like he comes across nicer.
Very sunshiny. Nicer.
I don't
I'm
know.
just super mean.
It's not that he's not nice. He is nice to me all the time, but he doesn't really like people.
Okay, that's fair.
And so, with strangers or like
strangers,
with other people, I feel like you're not as nice. Like, he's not mean. He's just private. I don't know.
Not y'all though. Y'all are cool.
Because he never
all the other
see you.
people.
The next question is. Superhero or supervillain? Yeah. Superhero for me, for sure. I feel like that's pretty obvious.
Do you think I'm also a supervillain?
I don't think you're a supervillain, but I feel like you're like the anti-hero.
Okay. I like anti-hero better. That's true.
Oh, so BookTube terms. Are you ready to define some BookTube terms?
Oh man, I don't know if I'll get these.
The first one is BookTube. What is BookTube?
It's such a wide...
don't fit him very well.
Array of... I don't know, like people who talk about their passion for books and what books they like and what books they don't on YouTube, and I feel like it's more than that though. It's like it's people helping other people kind of find their way through a lot of like mental health issues and things that you might have trouble with if you're just dealing with those things on your own, but you know that there's a community of people out there that are also might be having trouble with those things, or at least out there to support you with those things, and that's,
Yeah. BookTube, causing and fixing mental health issues since 2007. Good answer. What's a TBR? Quick definition.
To be read.
Good job. What is a wrap-up?
A wrap-up is like when you read a bunch of books and you tell people about what you thought of all of them in quick succession.
Good job. What's a readathon?
Readathon is when you read a bunch of books that you don't want to read. Other people with prompts and stuff.
Sometimes I want to read them. I try to do readathons to get through more of my TBR pile. So what's something on my TBR that fits these prompts that maybe I wouldn't normally
I guess I just made that. I'm always like, I don't know, read a book with snow on the cover? I don't know. That's not... I don't have any of those.
This is no shade towards the 'Tis the Season
Sorry, this was the last one I heard you talking about.
He's not even doing the... Anyway, so The next one is, what is a reading vlog? Do you know what it's not like you've ever been in a reading vlog for you to know what it is.
Like where you read and film it and post it online and people like that for some reason. Sorry.
Oh my gosh!
Cut that part out.
This just turned into like the hate hour. So now those were all of Mayana's questions. Thank you, Mayana, for those awesome questions and that awesome tag. We're gonna move on to some questions that I added to this. So my first question is, what book character do you think is the most like me?
What was that? What was that contemporary you read?
Get a Life, Chloe Brown.
Yeah. Get a Life, Chloe Brown.
That Get a Life, Chloe Brown is the character I'm the most like? That sounds like a whole book.
Chloe Brown. From Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I don't know if she's the most, but like her description matched you really well.
So what about her?
Like physical description, she had some kind of like won't take crap from anybody attitude. I would say another one is kind of Hermione.
Okay.
For the being very smart and reads a lot, kind of a goody two shoes.
I'm not a goody two shoes. I'm kind of
why is there no cursing on your channel?
I just don't. I sound awkward when the words come out of my mouth. Like they don't bother me to hear or be around.
Yeah.
I just sound like a dingle.
Like a dingle.
My point exactly. I just don't. I sound weird when I curse, so I don't do it a lot. Like if I curse like Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads, if you guys watch her, she is the cutest human that exists on this planet. Like when I have a child, I'm gonna have to be like, I'm so sorry, I really love you, but you're not cuter than Chelsea. She is a freaking she's adorable, and her. Like the way that she says curse words is just the sweetest thing, you know? So if I curse like that, I totally would, but I sound really awkward. I don't know why. Maybe because I grew up not cursing because I was a goody two shoes. Whatever, LT, moving on. Okay, so the book character that I think you're the most like, man, when I was about to say, when I set up these questions, I did not think about the answers. Yeah, so I don't know. I can think of a movie character right now, but there's not a book for it. I would say probably Flynn Rider from Rapunzel. Like soft on the interior, but presented he's like an anti-hero is what he is, you know? So I feel like anytime I read a love interest in a story, I'm like, ooh, it's LT, so that I can be the
just because I have blonde
hair. Yeah, because so many romances have blonde-haired, blue-eyed male like leading romances. If anybody can think of a book character that you would say LT is like, leave it in the comments down below. I would say somebody witty and sarcastic.
Kind of a cop-out.
And I'm thinking still.
Okay.
So I'd say somebody witty and sarcastic.
What?
Somebody that is like loves to go on adventures. The only one that's coming.
Fantasy.
The only one that's coming to mind right now is Ace. You remind me a lot of Ace. But the issue with that is you guys don't know who Ace is because Ace is the main character in LT's work in progress. So he's writing a fantasy series and the main character's name is Ace, and Ace is a lot like LT.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna still think on that because I don't know the answer for you. The next one, or the next question is, what book character do you think is the most like you?
I thought you were gonna say Ron.
Holy crap, that is what it is. It's Ron. It is Ron. So exactly. Sarcastic, witty, like acts like he's all closed off and doesn't care, but is secretly a softie.
This is Ron Weasley from Harry Potter. I don't know if anyone actually needs. I'm just making sure it's not like.
Thanks for caring for the viewer. So the next question is, what character do I think is most like me? I identify a lot with Aelin in Kingdom of Ash.
Yeah.
Not the whole thing. I'm not this like cold-hearted, like tough to crack person, but I am a little bit of a gladiator, and I think like I'm definitely a fighter. I'm definitely a warrior, and I've had to be that in my life a lot, and so I think Aelin is somebody who I identify with. Next question is, what bookish couple do you think we're the most like? And I feel like now that we've gone through that we know what it's going to be.
So Ron and Hermione?
I agree. I'd say our book that we're the most like Ron and Hermione, where I feel like they're kind of a hate to love romance. Also, it goes from like dislike to just annoyance to love. And that's very much our character arc. That's what we've been through as a couple. So I'd say probably Ron and Hermione as well. What book series can you not wait to introduce to our kids?
Harry Potter.
Pick another because that one's really obvious.
Name the Wind.
So just your favorites?
King Killer Chronicles. Yeah, like I think that's another. Like, there's a lot of really good like lessons in there, and yeah, I just feel like it's a really good story, and yeah.
Okay, so I feel like Harry Potter for me as well, but I can't wait to introduce them to some classics. Like, I really loved Little Women when I was growing up, so I can't wait for our kids to get to experience the joy of Little Women. And just, I can't wait to crack open big children's books with beautiful illustrations and have, I feel like reading and bedtime stories is going to be an ordeal at our house. Like, bedtime stories are going to be...
My dad read me Hank the Cowdog. We were just talking about that the other day. When I was younger. I don't think I will read them that, but I think something like that has a lot of books in the series where it's just adventure after adventure would be really fun. Just to kind of find one ourselves and read it. I think that would be good.
That's awesome. I love that idea. Can't wait to have kids with you.
Yay, let's have some kids.
This video escalated quickly. Started as a bookish boyfriend tag and now I'm pregnant. Okay, so the next and final question that I added to this is, what is a book that we do not currently have that you would want to add to our library?
This whole December I've been working on just adding books to our library. So I'm like trying to think of what. Probably before I gave it to you would have said that special edition of Duke, but now we have it.
We do have that.
So
I would say I have a whole just a plethora of books, but I would say that y'all are gonna be like, what a lame answer, but honestly, I would love to add all of the whole large set of the Oxford English Dictionary. I feel like I really love etymology.
Yeah.
And looking up words that I don't know. Let me look it up and see how much it is, because they're crazy.
Yeah.
So you can order the Oxford English Dictionary set for $1,363.75 from Target. So from Target, yeah. So like they're not cheap. Yeah. So but I would love to have them. I would love to be able to really study the etymology of words. I'd really like to study more about words in general and what they mean and where they came from and all of that, which that is etymology. So I would love to have the Oxford English Dictionary set for that. That was all of the questions from the bookish boyfriend tag / husband tag that I added to. And like I said, I'll link my Anna down below. And then while I have you here, while we're finishing up decorating our gingerbread houses, because we were supposed to have the duration of the question to do it, and LT has gotten much, and I do mean much, further along than I have. I want to talk a little bit about the giveaway. Like I was saying yesterday, I hit 300 subscribers on YouTube, and I'm so excited. In honor of hitting 300 subscribers, I'm doing a giveaway. I also didn't get to do my 200 subscriber giveaway, so we're doing 2 in 1. We're giving over $100 worth of prizes away in this one, $50 in gift cards and $50 in t-shirts and other merchandise. And
whoa.
Wow, dude, that's cool. So to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is like this video and leave a comment down below. It can be anything. Then if you want an additional entry, all you have to do is retweet the tweet that I send out with this video in it. So if you tweet it on Twitter, retweet, you know what I'm saying. And then you can have an additional entry that way. And so if you want a third entry, so there's gonna be 3, you can get up to 3 entries. And for the third entry, if you bring a friend, so if you bring a friend over to the giveaway and they're a brand new subscriber, when they subscribe, comment down below letting me know that they're a new subscriber and therefore they enter the giveaway because they commented, then you can have a third entry. So the 3 ways to enter are to leave a comment down below and like this video, to retweet the tweet with this video link in it on Twitter, and to bring a friend and have them comment down below, so-and-so, have them say who you are, so-and-so sent me and I'm a new subscriber, and that's another way to get an entry. And we will close this in a week, so next Monday. Because you'll see this on Monday. So next Monday, December 16th, in 1 week, this giveaway will close and we will announce the winner the following day on Vlogmas. So that is that.
Yay!
If you guys have any questions or anything, you can always comment or tweet me and I will be happy to answer questions. And so I'm gonna turn off the camera. We're gonna finish decorating our houses. We'll show you guys the final products. I'll snap a couple pictures. We'll do a poll on Twitter, and that will be that. Can you go turn off the camera? Okay, so this is where we ended up. I will show you on the back side here. You can see some structural. I'm just kidding. This is LT's house. I will say though, his does have the handicap on it. Are you making a sad face?
Yeah, I got punished because I made fun of yours for not being structurally sound. It fell apart. So.
And then that's mine from the back. Mine's very plain in the back on the side that you guys were watching. I'm sorry, but on this side, this is what it looks like. I'm actually really proud of mine. And then that's what LT's looks like on this side.
Horrible.
It's not horrible, but we have very Ron and Hermione, like Ron made that, Hermione made that. This is his snow coming down the chimney. This is their snow coming down the chimney. Anyway, almost the exact same thing. But I just did holly leaves instead of a whole wreath. But did you have fun?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Fun was had. Questions were asked. We did the thing. So LT's gonna eat the thing. Pretty good? Awesome. So I think that's actually everything we have for you guys today. We're about to pack up this Christmas stuff and our animals and everything and head home. We're at LT's office. I don't think I said that, but I'm sure you guys know by now because I come up here all the time. And so you see stuff here, but we're going to pack up and clean up and head home. And you guys have already seen the book of the day and we've already done Where to Bear. And so I think that wraps up Vlogmas for today. So thank you so much for coming. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Don't forget to enter the giveaway. The rules will be in the description box down below if you need more details on those. And we'll see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. Bye.
Bye.
You want to say bye, Luna? Say
bye, Luna.
So with use your words.
Well,
gosh, Luna, say bye. Why don't you use your words? You want
speak English.
Put some wiggly butt in there for Chelsea. Okay, bye.